Hello, my name is Claire Wilding, and we're reporting live from the Student Experience Center here at Oregon State University. Joining me are people from the Student Sustainability Initiative. Sorry about that. And we have Tara, Jacob, and Graham, and they are going to do a really fun experiment with us and teach us something new. But for now, how about we start with you, Jacob, and you tell us your role at SSI.
Yeah, so the SSI is broken up into 3 smaller initiative projects, and the initiative that I work with is called Growing Food Security. Our mission on campus is to provide students a way to engage with their food system and a way to address food insecurity that is experienced on the Oregon State University campus. What I'm mainly in charge of is growing food for the food pantry. The Human Resource Center has an emergency food pantry on campus that's open to both students and community members. And all the food that Growing Food Security grows is donated to the food pantry. We also have various events over the school year, like movie screenings, discussion groups, cooking workshops, preserving workshops. We just really want students to get involved with their food, to know where it comes from, to gain the ability to have a little bit more power over the food that they eat.
Okay, and where are the different like garden centers or locations in the Corvallis or on campus?
Yeah, so we have we have one working production garden right now. That's at the Oak Creek Center for Urban Horticulture. That's on the west end of campus on 35th Street. And this year we're working on implementing a new garden outside of the new Human Services Resource Center, which is located at Avery Lodge. We're working with Andrew Millison and the University Housing and Dining Services to implement a large permaculture-focused vegetable production garden that'll be right outside of the Human Resource Service Center. Pantry clients will be able to come, they'll be able to work in the garden, other community members will be able to come and work in the garden, and just learn about organic gardening, and all the food that's grown there will be walked 10 steps away and donated right to the food pantry.
That's awesome. So do you have any other things to say to like the student body here on like how to get involved or how they can support this initiative?
Yeah, the best way to get involved is to like us on Facebook. Our Facebook page is facebook.com/OSUGFS. On Facebook, you'll see all of our work party times, all of our upcoming events. We post interesting articles and have a discussion group as well. If you want to come visit me in the Student Experience Center in Suite 206, you're more than welcome to as well. And students can also email me at ssi.gfs.garden@oregonstate.edu. So any of those ways are great ways to get more information and get involved.
Great, thank you, Jacob. So now we'll go down to Graham and tell us a little bit about what you do at SSI.
Well, I am the Climate Neutral 2025 or CN25 facilitator. So I basically kind of help run that committee.
Okay, and like what is that in like a short...
In a nutshell?
Yeah, in a nutshell.
Well, it all kind of starts back in 2007 when President Ed Ray signed the carbon commitment, which states that OSU needs to become carbon neutral by the year 2025. And OSU just rewrote their climate plan last year to help achieve that goal.
Okay, yeah. Perfect. And so what does it mean to be carbon neutral?
So carbon neutrality is when OSU stops either emitting or it offsets all of its carbon emissions into the atmosphere.
Okay. And if students wanted to be a part of this initiative, I mean, Jacob said to like you on Facebook, but are there other steps to be taken?
Yeah, definitely. So, well, CN25, our whole goal is to get student involvement and have the student voice be out there and provide a space where we can inform students and have them participate in this initiative and like have their voice be heard in this climate planning process. So, and implementation as well is a huge part. So we would love student help, and if they are interested, they should definitely come say hi at our office up on the 2nd floor in the SEC, or they can just email me directly, Graham Shaw, but my email's really long, so if you're all ready for it, it's ssi.cn25.facilitator@oregonstate.edu, so kind of long.
Great. And Tara, what do you do at SSI?
I am the Living Lab facilitator, so similar to Graham, I help coordinate activities for the Living Lab, which is one of our initiatives. And Living Lab is basically kind of a grab bag of sustainability work, focusing on experiential learning for the students. So we have one of our programs is called Waste Watchers. It's a club on campus. We partner with Campus Recycling. And they have club meetings every week, and they work to promote recycling and reuse on campus. One of their large events during the school year is a repair fair once a term over at the Campus Recycling / Surplus warehouse, over kind of near off of where Dixon is. And those are super cool. You can bring anything that's broken over there and they'll fix it for you for free, or you can learn how to like darn socks or like kind of like repair skills so you don't have to buy new things all the time. So it's really awesome.
Great.
Like that.
And so Waste Watchers is like a, it's not every day, like you do certain events, or is it an ongoing thing?
It's ongoing. So
okay.
Waste Watchers is a club. So
okay.
you can either, well, there's different opportunities for you to participate. You can either come to just one event like the repair fair, or you can come to their weekly club meetings and be a more involved member if you're interested.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So now I hear you have a great demonstration to give.
We do.
So we'll jump right into that.
Sweet.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you're going to do?
Yeah, so today we're going to be planting the starts of a window box herb garden. We're going to be using an old egg carton, so it's a great way to use egg cartons if you have leftover ones at the house. We'll tell you why we're using egg cartons in a second. And the first step of the project was to take the egg carton and just cut it into 3 sections of 4. So you end up with like 4 little cells that can be used to plant seeds. We're going to be planting either basil or cilantro today. Basil and cilantro are both great because they're pretty hardy plants and they grow well indoors in the winter. Neither of these things will grow very well outdoors. They'll die in our cold winter, so these are specifically indoor window gardens for like your dorm room or your house if you have a nice sunny south-facing window. And what we have right here is just some basic potting mix. We moistened it a little bit beforehand, just so it like kind of forms into a ball when you squeeze it.
Okay.
I like to think of moist soil as just like a more friendly and welcome environment for a seed to go into. They just prefer to be in damp soil, and you can just make sure the soil is evenly damp when you get it wet beforehand, rather than just watering into the egg carton.
Okay.
And so what we do is it's really simple. We just fill the egg cartons with soil. Graham.
All right, I'll go first.
And while Graham's doing that, I wanted to point out that we also poked holes into the bottom of the egg carton with scissors. That's just to provide drainage for the plant and for extra water. And also the plant will grow roots through those holes.
So is there any specific amount of soil I should be putting in here?
Yeah, you just want to fill it up till it's about level with the egg carton.
Cool. All right.
With the ridge of the egg carton. Yeah, you can go a little bit more.
There we go. All
That's
right.
perfect.
Sweet.
And this is just like your basic potting mix that you get at any sort of garden center. You don't have to do anything fancy. The seeds are only going to be in here for maybe 4 weeks at the max. And so they'll get all of the nutrients that they need from the seed itself.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about fertilizing these initially. They'll be just ready to grow. Here you go, Tara.
Sweet, thank you. While I'm finishing this up, are you guys gonna start putting the seeds in?
Yeah, we can start planting.
Awesome.
And so you just need a hole to put the seeds into. I usually just use my pinky, and I just go in. You want about a 1/2 inch deep,
Okay.
which is about to the bottom of the egg carton. And then when it comes to planting, with basil you're going to use about 3 seeds, and with cilantro you're going to use 2. And the reason you use multiple seeds is that not every seed will germinate. So you want to make sure that like you're just increasing your odds that at least one is going to come up.
Okay.
All right.
Some cilantro.
And the seeds, did you just get those from like a garden center or like Fred Meyer's? Like where can you get seeds to kind of do this stuff? Do you know?
Yeah, we got these from Chenard's, which is a great garden center just right out on Philomath Boulevard. There's also plenty of other garden centers in town. What the great thing about basil and cilantro is that you can get them, they're pretty common. So in the summertime, you can get them at Freddy's or at Weimart. The co-op sells seeds. And then most garden centers will carry these seeds into the winter.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's steal some of those basil ones.
definitely.
So do you have to water these like every day, once a week? What's the deal?
Yeah, so before they've germinated, so before you can see the actual little seed coming up, you want to keep the soil damp. Seeds, when they're germinating, they like damp soil. And so I recommend just using like a squirt bottle with a mister function.
Okay.
And so you can just kind of mist the top of the seeds.
So you don't get it fully like wet where water's coming out of the holes.
Yeah, you don't want it to
Okay.
be, it's not the end of the world if that happens, but you don't want it to be soaking wet, especially in the wintertime when temperatures are cooler, like even inside. If it's soaking wet, that encourages mold, it encourages mildew, and those
Okay.
things will affect the way your seed grows and possibly even kill it.
Okay.
Um,
So since we're in Oregon and during the winter times it's not always super sunny, are they going to get enough sunlight even if it's like a cloudy day in their window? Or?
Yeah, for the most part. If it's a south-facing window, they should get enough sunlight and heat, especially
Okay.
like the ideal situation is like a south-facing window in your kitchen. You know,
Yeah.
so you have the stove on, it's warming up the house, or if you have a wood stove, like near a wood stove, something like that. But the ambient temperature in your house is going to provide the heat that the sun would normally provide in the summertime.
Okay.
Yeah, and as far as light goes, they'll get enough light in a south-facing window.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And will you have to eventually repot them, or are they going to be fine here?
Yeah, that's a great question. And that leads us to why we're using the egg carton.
Okay.
So once the seeds have sprouted and then they've grown like 3 to 4 leaves, you're gonna want to take your egg carton and you just cut it into 4s. So you divide each cell, and then you take the cell and you plant it directly into new soil. And so the egg carton by then will have broken down a little bit from being wet, and you know it's not a super durable material, which makes it perfect for this activity. So once you plant the entire egg carton in, just like up to the level of the base of the seed, and then plant it in, the egg carton will decompose and just break down and add organic matter and even add a little bit of fertility to the soil that you're
Okay.
planting it in. And the holes in the bottom, the plant's roots will grow out and it'll be super happy. You can use like any sort of container. You don't have to go out and buy a planter. Nancy's yogurt containers, if you poke holes in the bottom, fill those with soil, you can get really crafty and like decoupage the outside, or you know, glitter glue, whatever floats your boat. Those make great planters. Anything that you can poke holes in the bottom of makes a good planter.
Great. Thank you. Do you guys have any other like tips for planting?
Don't be afraid to do it again if they die.
Okay.
Yeah, just keep trying. Like, nobody's bad at growing plants. It just takes some practice.
Have you always been into gardening, or did it start once you came to college, or?
So my family has always had a small garden, but I really got into gardening when I started volunteering for a school garden, like
Okay.
4 years ago. I used to live in Portland, and I was volunteering for a school art garden organization out there. And I
Okay.
really got to work with a really great gardener, and she taught me a whole bunch of stuff and got me really interested into gardening.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you for being on today and explaining to me more about Student Sustainability Initiative and to our student body. Do you
Yeah,
guys
for sure.
have anything extra to say?
Yeah, actually, we have internships and fellowships that are open right now. The deadlines are coming up soon, so if anyone's looking for a job on campus related to sustainability, or you want to learn more about sustainability, like definitely come check us out. Look at our website; everything's posted there. The deadline for the internships is October 2nd, and the deadline for the fellowships is October 14th. So check that out for sure.
Sounds
And
good.
with the fellowships, we even have job opportunities that are off campus as well with community partners.
Okay.
So yeah, there's ways for students to get involved in the larger Corvallis community as well.
Great. And is it like a part-time job? Like how many hours can
Yeah.
students commit?
So the fellowship is 10 to 15 hours a week, and it's a paid position, usually with an outside organization. There's some with professors on campus. And then the internships are with us in our office, and it's 6 to 9 hours a week, and that's just for like experience, especially like looking at like first-year students who want to kind of like get their foot in the door for, you know, building their resume and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Well, thank you for being on today, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Alrighty.
We are live reporting from the Student Experience Center here at Oregon State University, and I'm Claire Wilding, and this is the Student Sustainability Initiative and members from there. Thank you.